IFRC has provided the world with guidelines to meet the needs and to improve the well-being of humankind exposed to disasters and health emergencies. I would like to underline my appreciation to the IFRC for its dedication to saving lives, protecting livelihoods, strengthening recovery from disasters and crises, enabling healthy and safe living, and promoting social inclusion and the culture of non-violence and peace. Now that the year of the final review of the strategy 2020 is approaching, it is more timely than ever for IFRC and all of us to closely examine the actions implemented and find out where gaps persist between the expected and the actual outcomes. In order to reduce these gaps, the 2018 World Disasters Report aims to provide guidance for the international humanitarian sector on how to better respond to the needs of the most vulnerable, world's most vulnerable people, and how to mobilize the power of humanity. The United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA, reported that only 97 million were selected to receive humanitarian aid out of about 134 million people in need this year. A lack of global investment in disaster relief leaves tens of millions of people exposed to preventable disaster risks. Out of $25 billion required, less than $12 billion have been received, and this should alert all of us in the international community, and particularly donors, to do more and reach further. The 2018 World Disasters Report exemplifies 5 areas of concerns, 5 areas of gaps which the international humanitarian system misses when dealing with people in need. The first, poor information about who is most in need, and second, limited understanding how to help them best, as programs are not always targeting the right people in the right way. Third, inadequate access to people who need support. And fourth, a lack of flexibility in expanding humanitarian assistance to people outside the traditional areas of conflict, disaster, displacement, or diseases. And fifth, inadequate funding. This may be the most serious problem wherever and whenever when it comes to humanitarian assistance. Solving the problems of our rapidly changing world needs everyone, every country, and the international community's attention and their cooperation. Global issues need global solutions, and global solutions must not leave anyone behind. This requires strengthened partnerships in global policymaking that builds resilience and reduces vulnerability of people. During my tenure as the United Nations Secretary General, I sought to build international partnership and encouraging national, regional, and international actors to ensure a more peaceful, livable, prosperous, and sustainable world. I try to continue that work with the various roles that I have taken on in continuing to build bridges and raise awareness, also with the Humble Center for Global Citizens, headquartered in Vienna, which also I founded together with my good friend, Dr. Heinz Fischer. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, following up on the Paris Agreement within the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change in October this year, a global commission on adaptation was launched in the Netherlands. Together with Bill Gates, co-chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and Ms. Kristalina Georgieva, CEO of the World Bank, I lead the Commission to catalyze a global movement to bring scales and speed to climate adaptation solutions. As you surely know, the Secretary General of the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent, IFRC, was also appointed as a member of the Global Commission on Adaptation. This Global Commission works to address opportunities to become more resilient and less vulnerable to climate impacts and natural hazards. It urges governments and business to incorporate climate change risks into their social and economic development plans and investment, and make sure that the world's most vulnerable people receive the benefits. Climate change is merely one of many causes of natural disasters, and there are countless number of other challenges that the world needs to pay attention. More than half of the emergencies the IFRC responds to are a direct result of weather-related events, and the majority of the other operations are compounded by and made more complex by changing climate. Therefore, each and every one of us must all play our part with our own expertise to tackle these increasing global challenges. We simply must continue to work to leave no one behind and move forward together. Ladies and gentlemen, in 1962, 56 years ago from now, thanks to the American Red Cross Society, I was given an opportunity to join international students from 42 countries to travel across the United States, visiting Red Cross chapters, and that's the time when I became involved with the Red Cross. And also that is the time when I opened my eyes to global situations, and luckily at the time met the then President John F. Kennedy at the White House, who said to us, I quote, "There are no national boundaries. There is only a question of whether you are ready to extend your helping hands," unquote. That was most inspiring word to a very young boy at the time. This strong message is engraved in my memory, and I continue to try to do my share as a global citizen to help the ones in need. All our helping hands are needed. With the launch of 28 World Disaster Reports today, I urge the international community, states, and individuals to come together to further reach marginalized areas and to give hands to people in vulnerable situations. No one should be left behind. And the 2018 World Disasters Report will draw the lines of a picture that the world can paint together to make this world livable for all. I thank you for your commitment and for your attention. Dankeschön.